What is going on, guys? It's the Mad Dragon. It's Monday. That can only mean one thing. Of course, we're going to be checking out the world rankings to see what's changed up due to those games that happened on the weekend. There were actually some pretty big upsets in terms of, the favourite teams not being able to beat the other team. So there's going to be a lot of big switches to go over. Of course, after that, we'll check out some of the polls that we've done over the weekend because it's always fun for you guys to see what the community voted on. And then afterwards, of course, we will have a look at the Superbru results, where I believe I've done really terribly this week. So that's always a lot of fun to go over. So starting out with the world rankings, as we can see, these big climbers, these big droppers, all this fun stuff. Wales actually go top of the climbers, which is quite surprising, to be fair. Now, there's a couple of reasons why this is. So, of course, Ireland beat Fiji on the weekend. They've gained a few points along the way. France, with that close victory over South Africa. What a great game that was. They climb a few points. South Africa have lost a few points, but not that many, actually, because, of course, it was France at home. They don't lose quite as many for losing that one. New Zealand managed to make that bit of a comeback against Scotland. A match report that did really well on the channel. We got thousands of views for that one. Quite surprising. So a lot of people really enjoyed that game as well. But all of these top contenders, including England, who went on to beat Japan, everyone's staying in their sort of same spots this week because no one really lost sort of at home to make those big jumps like we've seen in the past. And most of these teams are quite highly ranked anyway, so the points don't really shift that much compared to each other. Now, Argentina lost to Wales on the weekend. It was a surprise for me, but I thought Wales really improved this week. So Wales actually got a few points boosted. Argentina did drop down, but not that many to see them actually lose places. Now, if you remember, I think we were talking last week about how close we had, of course, two now in the 90s. We got some top 80s along the way, and I think there was something from like 6th down to 8th. We're all really close, within like a point and a half. That's now spread out a bit. So now England are about 2.5 points clear of 6th place, but Wales are closing that gap now to about 0.8 now away from that 6th place. So that point closeness actually begins to move down. I'm not sure what the correct word is there. Australia losing to Italy. Massive turnout for that game. Felt really bad for the lad making his debut. Missed that kick at the end, but a massive result for Italy. Now, of course, the world rankings for where Italy are positioned were 12th when this game happened. Australia were 7th. So they hemorrhaged some big points from that game, from losing that one. So Australia moved down from 7th down to 8th. Scotland losing to New Zealand also sees them move down. Now, I know they've all moved down into 9th, but it's also because Wales moved up and they also lost points, so that shift around sort of happens there. So Scotland moved down to 9th from 8th on 80.23. Japan stay where they are in 10. Italy, with that big win over Australia, get to move up quite a lot now in terms of their point scoring. They got some big points from that game, from 12th up to 11th. Samoa got the win over Georgia. This is one that on the Superbru results not a lot of people saw coming. I wasn't expecting that. Great game for them to win that one. So Samoa moved from 14th up to 12th. Fiji and Georgia both losing their respective games. See them drop down. Uruguay beat Romania. Another one I didn't really expect going on. Now Romania I absolutely rate, probably as a higher team. Of course, we saw Uruguay beat Fiji in that World Cup a few years back now, but I absolutely pinned Romania to win that game. So Uruguay moved from 18th up to 16th. Romania dropped from 17th down to 20th. Because of that loss. Spain dropping down. USA moving up, of course. There has also been other games going on over the weekend that weren't sort of a part of the Autumn Nations. Namibia move up, even though they did actually lose their game, but that's mainly due to the fact that Hong Kong lost theirs, so they moved down as well. So some big switch-ups there. Switzerland go ahead of the Netherlands into 28th. Now Paraguay jump ahead of Lithuania. Any other switches down here? I don't know if there was any sort of Tier 3 games going on the weekend. I guess maybe you'd sort of class like the Lithuania games and stuff, maybe Tier 3, Paraguay, Lithuania area there. But some real big switch-ups, some big upsets this week. So we get to see Wales, Samoa, Uruguay, USA and Italy making the climb this week. So exciting there. But those top 6 all holding their spot as we get even closer now to the World Cup. On to some of the results from the polls then, because this is really fun. I'm really enjoying getting into seeing what you guys thought about. So this was actually before the weekend. I did put out a poll to see what everyone wants. Unfortunately, YouTube only allows you to have 5 choices. There's so many games on the weekend. So unfortunately, you can only pick 5. So I picked the 5 that I thought the sort of subscriber base would most likely be watching, and from that, which game was everyone most excited about. Now, there was a big blowout here, France versus South Africa. Everyone really excited about this game. More people excited for this Scotland, New Zealand than Wales, Argentina. I did think maybe that game was going to be closer, but Scotland, New Zealand came in second there, so quite interesting to see. Not a lot of people very excited for Ireland, Fiji. It wasn't as exciting that game as I expected it to be, but in terms of the results that actually came then from the weekend, I actually got rid of that one for the results side of things because not that many people were excited about Ireland versus Fiji, and it also wasn't the most exciting game for me to watch. So I picked the 5 games that I enjoyed watching the most over the weekend to see how the results changed post game, who won the hype versus post, and France versus South Africa, 62%. People really excited by that one. But what a latecomer here. Pretty even, but still coming in second place. Italy versus Australia with their win over Australia. That was the game that came second. 60 people voted. Lots of people really enjoyed seeing that result for them. Scotland, New Zealand still holding out well. That was down there. And nobody picked England, Japan. Everyone got a bit bored by just watching people run over. But it's really nice. I really enjoy getting to see what you guys think. It's better than just having me just talking stuff on a video. It's quite nice to see what you guys think. So thank you to everyone who did get involved in the polls. On to the Superbru then, where, as you can see by my results here, a lot of red this week. I normally do relatively well at like the tier 1 stuff. I'd probably say I get like 80 to 90% of the tier 1 calls correct. The tier 2 stuff I suck at. I just can't get any of these games right. We will, of course, go through them. As you can see, some people did extremely well. Out here on like 11.83, you can see the scores as they sort of go down. I'm all the way down here. I didn't do well. Don't be expecting it. We knew eventually I was going to have a bad week at this, and it turns out it was this week. So first game of the weekend, Tonga versus Chile. I think most of us went for Tonga. In fact, everyone went for Tonga. I was relatively close there. I said Tonga by 21. The final score was 29. So where you wanted to be, Pierre and Better Av both getting the half point there, but the bonus point going to Pierre. Bagging machine out there on the extremes as usual, but actually, again, not crazy far off. That's 1 score away for you. So well done to the top spots up here. You wanted to go for the big results in that one. Ireland, Fiji. I would have imagined most of us picked Ireland. Yes, in fact, less than 1% of people in the world picked Fiji to win that one. No one in our group. Yeah, I really thought Ireland were going to maybe extend that one out. I went for 26. They won by 18. I was about 8 points out. I needed 5 points for that extra little half point that I probably need by this time now. But a lot of people doing extremely well here, getting this pretty much bang on 19, and the final score was 18. So well done to Top Notch Rugby there and WRU14 for being as close as you can be. Italy versus Australia. Now this was, what an exciting round this was. 94% of the world going for Australia, and in the group, one person decided to go against the group here. Connor does rugby. Now, Connor also has a rugby YouTube channel. Make sure you go check him out. He's normally in the comment section somewhere on these videos, but you can go look him up. He's got some really exciting videos about rugby, and he clearly knows something going on here that I didn't know was going to be happening this weekend. The only person going for Italy, and Italy by 2 as well, considering Italy won by 1. What a call. Full points across the board. None of us scoring anything. Ruin all of our Grand Slam bonus points that some people were expecting. So well done to Connor there. Georgia versus Samoa. Again, I thought Georgia were going to win this. I thought, not even like close. I just assumed Georgia would win this pretty comfortably. I think I went pretty out there. I said Georgia by 10. We had Better Av and Bagging Machine out there on 32, really going out the extremes. A couple of people going the right way. They're going for Samoa. Roach coming in there on Samoa with 5. What did I say it was? By 1? Yes, by 1. So getting all of the points there along the way. ALF also being in that minority, picking Samoa there by 8. What was the world results for this? It was actually more than I expected. 64 to 36. I just assumed Georgia would be winning that. They're going to have a potentially tough game next week. I think they play Wales next week. They're going to potentially have a rough weekend. Spain versus Namibia. I think the majority... Oh, no, I was wrong. 60 to 40% probably in our group choosing between Spain and Namibia. I imagine Namibia is a team more people are familiar with in the world of rugby. Namibia have been at World Cups. They are lower end of the tier 2, but they do make it into World Cups and stuff. Spain at the minute seem to have been doing relatively well, bar like last week. I think they screwed me last week with their game. I went for Spain by 5. They ended up winning by 19. So where you wanted to be, Top Notch Rugby, bang on absolutely bang on. So well done to you there, going absolutely perfectly where you wanted to be. England, Japan. Yeah, most people will have gone for England. I'm not sure how many people will have said 39. 39 was a bit more than expected. England had a bit of a lackluster game versus Argentina, and Japan got real close to New Zealand only a couple of weeks back. So I think a lot of people expected this one to be closer than it was. I said 12. I'm not even close. Sambuca went for Japan. He wanted to be the other way around just to see if Japan could manage to do it. Always likely, but yeah, all the way going up here. Roach again got the bonus point for being the closest, but not being within that 5 means you don't get the match point. Wales versus Argentina. I was on the wrong side of this one. I really thought Argentina were going to win this. Not the Argentina team I expected, not the Wales team I expected, to be fair. They both turned up, showed up a totally different game. Bagging machine out there. 41, going for the extremes again. 41. Oh, man. I mean, Pivac does lose his job if he gets to 41. But well done to everyone else who picked Wales to win. Alex was actually the closest there. Wales by 8. And bang on. Exactly 8. Got all those points there, stealing them away. But a good number of people there actually back in Wales. So correct calls on that one. France versus South Africa. Wow, more people in the world went for South Africa than France. I did feel like France were going to have the advantage there. Bagging machine, what else is new? They're 28. Go for those extremes. They're going to... I mean, the thing is, I make jokes like that, but I think bagging machine's actually doing better than me because you are getting most of the calls correct, just not necessarily by the score that it was. I said France by 6. So I did get my little half point there, but I wasn't the closest because Pierre and Rugby 15 both said France by 4. You guys have been doing pretty well at getting, pretty close to the mark on a lot of these, to be fair. Romania and Uruguay. Romania lost to Uruguay. Another surprising result for me there. Really expected Romania to be favourites, as did the group. And here we go. Connor again doing really well with this one. Sambuca and All Blacks forever. All of you going for Uruguay by 5, all splitting that points difference by 0.33 each. Pierre also went for Uruguay, but a little bit too much potentially. But Connor's done extremely well. What was actually the difference? 5, and it was by exactly 5. Wow. So Connor did pretty well on 2 of them, but well done to you guys who also got that correct score. That could have been real close on there if you've gone for 1 point more or less. And then finally, Scotland versus New Zealand. Yeah, I didn't think I managed to get this one. I think I said New Zealand. New Zealand by 15. Oh, wow. Everyone went for... Oh, no, sorry. Oh, it's like the other way around. That sort of threw me then because they're very similar colours. So 2 people went for Scotland. Connor, I know, is a bit of a Scotland fan, so maybe you had the confidence for Scotland, and at times it looked like it was going to be the way to go there. Rest was going for New Zealand, but the area you wanted to be in there. Oh, what a perfect person to win there on a New Zealand win. All Blacks forever gets closest. New Zealand by 8. Exactly bang on 8. So we've got a community of people that know exactly what the score is going to be. So I don't know if you guys enter the lottery, but there's an awful lot. If we come together, we can actually win some decent money here. So in terms of the round, like I said, there's a couple of names here we've said more often than not. You'll be seeing them again. Connor does rugby absolutely out there. 11.83. Enormous round for you. So fantastic. Well done to you. Pierre comes in second on 10. Also with some unbelievable picks and All Blacks forever, as we sort of mentioned at the end there. 9.33. Oscar really close, actually. I feel like I haven't really said Oscar's name through this video, but got 9. Just doing the hard graph. Consistency is the way to go. Few people there on 8.5. Well done to you guys. 8's down the board here. Where am I? Oh, God. 6.5. Yeah, I didn't have a good round. I didn't do well at all. We moved down the list. Bagging machine, only 1 point behind me. Maybe I need to start going more extreme next week. And then a few people there going down here into the lesser areas. Dan can't ruck down there on 2. A couple of people with 0. I'm going to guess not actually getting picks in this week, unfortunately for you. So the final leaderboards after week 3. Bubbles retains that top spot, 21.83. Bowie closing that gap up, 21.5. Very close. I'm getting real excited to see who wins that top spot. Oscar makes a big jump, comes up into 3rd place, 21.5 as well. So actually, yeah, all real close here. Connor does rugby up 9 places. 9 places up to 4th, 21.33. Wow. Half a point in it between 4 people. I don't know if we've... that is real close for a lot of people. Very excited to see how we get on next week. AFL drops down 2 into 20.5. Pierre raises 3 to get on that 20.5 as well. All Blacks forever climbs 3. I drop down 3. Oh, what am I off now? I'm about 3 and a bit points away. I'm going to need to have a good week next week in order to catch up. I will scroll down the list just so everyone can see their name. A few people dropping down here. Moving down the list, a couple of 13s along the way there, a couple of 10s, 3 people joined there on 10.5. There's a chance to get out of that 20 bracket there. And then down the bottom, Irish dude, unfortunately, things just not going well for you in this one. But there may be some missed picks in there. So thank you to everyone who has joined in with the Superbru. It's so much fun to go through and have your guys look at games as well. I'm really enjoying it. Hopefully you've enjoyed this one today, guys. If you have, remember to leave it a like. Of course, we'll be doing the preview videos later on this week, and we'll get ready for another super fun weekend of the Autumn Nations. I hope you've all enjoyed this one today, guys. I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.